everyone, my name is Analyticalplum and welcome back to my channel. The time has come, we have finally received part 2 of season 3 of Bridgerton. That still seems so long. If you have watched my trailer reaction to the part 2 of this, you would know how utterly terrified and nervous I am feeling for this. None of what we have been shown has just been any sort of resemblance of happiness. It was just all drama and conflict and it was terrifying. But hopefully, I'm still hoping we get our 3 proposals. We got 1 out of 3, which of course was Penelope and Colin, but the way that things are appearing to go down, I'm not sure how long that will last. But before we react to the first episode of part 2, I would love if you would consider subscribing. I do post twice a week, but don't hold me to that. And if you do love my reaction videos, or if you love Bridgerton, I would love if you would leave a like. It does help me out a ton. And without further ado, let's dive into part 2 of Bridgerton.
Dearest reader, this author likes it most when there is a surprise.
Oh, we're just diving straight into it. Oh my god. I think Netflix have released the first, I think it's 5 minutes of this, but I have not watched it. I kept everything completely spoiler free, even if there were no spoilers. I didn't realise we were just going to dive straight into it. Eloise is really not going to be happy, is she? Oh my god. Do you think she'll lure Penelope into a room and try and like knock her out or something?
And last night, an announcement came with great speed indeed.
I still find it absolutely amazing that Penelope announced her engagement to Colin to everyone through Whistledown. Isn't that just so iconic?
We are engaged.
I love how no one is surprised about this.
What is your sour expression for?
Oh,
Excuse me.
Let me, please.
see, I'm telling you, this is it. This is when she's going to get her in a headlock and just, I don't know, kidnap her or something. I don't see this talk going well at all. You see my nerves, they're setting in. Also, can I just say how totally Colin that announcement was? I said in my episode 4 video about how the proposal between Colin and Pen was totally them. I think it was just iconic, but it's just walking in and just going, we're engaged, without any sort of, I don't know, pretense to the fact that he was interested in being engaged or married or whatever. I mean, it's one way to do it.
Are you quite serious? For how long has this been going on? It's very new. I'm just as surprised as you are. For how long have you had feelings for him?
I can't believe how surprised she is. Like, everyone knew about Penelope's feelings. I guess it goes to show though just how blindsided Eloise was to everything Penelope. I mean, I don't suppose you'd want to think about your best friend being in love with your brother, would you?
Colin is not like Lord Debling. He will not be gone for years at a time. He will find out. And until he knows the real you, he cannot possibly love you.
I mean, that's fair enough. Lady Whistledown is Penelope. I don't feel like there's this... Well, I mean, there is this separation between Penelope and Whistledown, but that's still a part of who she is. Yeah, but I suppose nobody knows that that's Penelope, and she is quite different. Yeah, no, I do agree with Eloise the more I talk about that.
Just let him hear it from me. I just need a little time to find the right moment, but I will tell him. You have my word.
What happened?
She's upset, understandably.
Will be well.
Will it?
I'm sure of it.
I'm not.
Is that Lady Whistledown? I think you would find her rather common.
It is anything but common to be a lady who speaks her mind.
If you think about it, the Whistledown paper is just the equivalent of Twitter. I mean, half of it is probably rambles and rubbish, and the other half of it is quite educational. Depends on what side you view. Well, X now, isn't it?
And last night, an announcement came with great speed.
If we use our minds to read, there may not be enough wits left for the baby.
Mama must have read a great deal when she was pregnant with you then.
No, she didn't. Seriously, where was the education during this time? I'm just waiting for it to come in.
Mr. Bridgerton's rumoured assistance in helping Miss Featherington find a husband has instead led to the two of them finding each other.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, good grief. I let my guard down for 1 week, and then my sparkler refuses the lemonade from my Marquis.
That goddamn lemonade. I'm telling you, she's gonna ban lemonade for the rest of the universe in that country.
Read it to me.
Miss Franchesca Bridgerton is also making the most of the season. Her eye seems to be no longer on the Marquis Samadani and instead on John Sterling.
They are honestly such a sweet couple. I'm expecting this proposal soon, please and thank you.
Is that all?
Yes, Your Majesty.
See, that weren't too bad. She was me when it came to like Parents' Day, Conference Day at school, where you're just terrified of what the teachers are going to say about you. But to be fair, it was usually, I'm a pleasant student, but they want me to talk more. If I wanted to talk more, I would have talked more, but I didn't want to.
I hope you're thinking pure thoughts.
I am simply enjoying the view of my ravishing wife and soon-to-be mother of my child.
Was that just hopeful thinking? Or was that, you know, what was going on there? Are we expecting something?
I'm eager to tell the family, so much so that I could shout for all of Mayfair to hear!
Oh no, is she pregnant? I remember everyone speculating, actually with her in that dress, funnily enough, that she was going to be pregnant this season because she was holding like her upper stomach. And everyone has like investigative skills apparently, because it was true.
I read a curious piece of news in Whistledown this morning.
Oh, what is it? Colin is engaged to Penelope Featherington.
Why does Anthony look so angry? Oh no. Was it because what we watched in the part 2 trailer where he was very concerned why it was very quick and very sudden? At least this time, the two victims of his actually do want to be together, so it'll be something different at least.
She used me. That is the only conclusion one can draw. Do you know she in fact met my brother first?
What sort of conclusion was that? Bit delulu, love.
Which leaves me thinking that our entire friendship must have been a ruse to get to him all along.
It's a good thing your friendship is long over then.
She doesn't really have much faith in Penelope, does she?
My parents have told me this morning that they are in the process of arranging a marriage proposal from Lord Greer.
Is he not on death's doorstep?
Sadly, no. He has assured my father he is the picture of health.
I would not have gone on and on if I had known your plight.
I love you, Eloise, but I'm not sure you would have. She is such a lovely character. I do believe that. I think she gets too wrapped up in her world sometimes.
If I do have to marry a man who could be my great-grandfather, we can at least use his money to shop. There's splendid balls and flirt shamelessly with widowers.
Sounds like quite a life.
Does it really though, Eloise? She really does not seem into that friendship.
Well, come now, you must admit it's all rather sudden. My feelings for Penelope are not a thunderbolt from the sky. Perhaps I have always felt something for her.
Well, that's at least somewhat of an admission from him.
My only foolishness this time was not realising it sooner.
That is true.
It did all happen rather swiftly. Swift because you...
Are you going to duel with your own brother?
You are marrying her, and for all the right reasons, it seems.
To be fair, I think this is the least stressed and like not bursting a vein-ish I have seen of Anthony during this circumstance. I don't know, maybe Kate has actually been really good for him and his blood pressure. Do you think she's going to be annoyed? I don't know how she's going to react.
This is how I hear of my daughter's engagement.
Of course.
I did not much feel like announcing the happy news to you.
Is that what you think this is?
What else could it be? I am to be married.
I don't know how she would have found issues in this engagement, but somehow she has. And I don't know how or why. I think I just question the logic of majority of these characters.
A fancy on the neighbour boy, who happens to be the most desired man of the season.
I do not think it's unreasonable.
Yeah.
Has he told you that he loves you?
Not in those exact words.
Penelope.
Well, eventually. I mean, that's what he was jetting off to do. Just got to give the lad some time.
Do you not remember how the Bridgertons treated us, using Lord knows what wiles to entrap him?
Excuse me.
Mr. Bridgerton is here.
But since we are all speaking so freely...
That was not meant for your ears.
I am still speaking.
I didn't expect him to actually hear that, because usually they wandering and they're like, oh, what a splendid day. I didn't think that he would genuinely hear that. Stick up for your woman. And also, like, questioning the logic again, it's no surprise the Bridgertons were annoyed because they were playing a ploy When I say they, I mean Lady Featherington, were playing a ploy to trap Colin into marriage with a baby that wasn't his own. That is understandably frustrating and upsetting.
Your daughter did not entrap me. I proposed to her out of love, nothing less.
Oh!
You might see that Penelope is the most eligible amongst you. I advise you not to sully our Bridgerton name by suggesting otherwise.
Oh no, they're so sweet. Do you know what I'm hoping with this season? Is that Colin will help Penelope establish her self-confidence and self-love, because she's just been shoved aside, like in the Shire, shoved aside and belittled, and it's just, she's not had a very nice environment or upbringing. Even with her best friend didn't really listen to her or know much about her. So I think by the end of this season, I would love to see Penelope just be so confident in herself. I think that's the main thing I want.
I wanted to show you this before our wedding.
Don't tell me it's a nursery, dang.
This is to be our home. I know it does not look like much now, but once we lay out some of our furnishings and decorations...
I'm just saying, that looks like the same room where Colin is sat on the settee looking a bit, you know, ticked off. Like, you know when they say in the books where it's like they clench their jaw and like tick it or something, you know, like a weird bug. That's what he was doing on that settee. And Penelope was hiding behind the door, nervous about confronting Colin. I think that maybe when he discovers that Penelope is Lady Bridgerton after they're married, or just before they're married, and she's nervous he'll break it off. I don't know. I'm so scared.
You do not realise how much that meant to me. What you said to my mother. No one has ever stood up for me like that.
I will always stand up for you.
Isn't that just so sad? Why does nobody care for Penelope? I'll care for you vicariously through the screen. It would be like this weird parasocial relationship.
Everything I said to your mother is true, and you should see it as well.
This is what I'm talking about. Instill some confidence in her.
You make me feel seen in ways I've never felt seen before. And then there's the way your hair cascades down your shoulder.
I know you're already engaged, guys, but like, save it for the wedding night. Or you know what, go full in. I mean, I'm not against either, am I?
Firmness of your lips parted just so, and then there are other parts I've been dreaming about.
What sort of foreplay is this? Oh my god. At least take the cloth off the settee. Are they gonna get it on in front of the mirror? You freaks.
Lie down.
Yes, sir. Here's to hoping that Penelope doesn't combust before anything happens. She looks about ready to explode. She needs to be okay for the wedding.
You're so beautiful.
What country are we going to this time?
Tell me what to do.
You could touch me anywhere.
Just grabs his ear. Oh no, wait, she actually did.
Why did you stop?
Are you ready?
Is there more?
Wait, are they going full force? I mean, I know I said I wasn't against it, but I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. What? Wait, stop down.
This may hurt. You cannot help it, I promise me.
Oh, they are doing it. No, but imagine how funny it would be if Penelope got pregnant before her sisters. Like, the whole of part one was them trying to get, you know, the new Featherington heir and then battling each other to see who gets the estate and everything. And imagine if Penelope actually gets pregnant before them.
Was it alright?
That was perfect. Can we do it again?
Give me 5 minutes, maybe 10.
No, because this is gonna be so much worse with all the angst, and if he finds out she's Lady Whistledown in a very horrible way, then no, imagine if she's pregnant when that happens. It's just, oh no, I'm scared.
It's not the appropriate time to tell the family. Your mother has her hands full. We can keep our secret a little longer.
To be fair, I wouldn't want to tell everyone so soon. I assume there wasn't really pregnancy tests and all that during this time, so how would they know? Like, I know you can skip a period and all that malarkey, but like, how do they definitely know? And there's also, ain't it, you should get to the second trimester and that's more secure, because like the first trimester, anything can happen? Well, I suppose it's up to the women, isn't it?
You are happy, I hope.
Very happy.
I don't think I've ever seen her smile so much. So this is a question for those who know much more about this era and society more than me. So because Anthony and through marriage Kate are like the leaders of Bridgerton house now. So what happens with Penelope and Colin? Do they not really have any responsibilities? Or like do they live in their own house, not the Bridgerton house? What would happen in that situation? Or do you think Penelope and Colin will go off travelling? Because I think Penelope would like to see the world. Or she'd like to settle down, really. I don't really know. Please, educate me.
The Viscount is home now, is he not?
Indeed, with my new sister. It is almost nauseating how perfect they are together.
And why do you want to know, John? Eh? Is he going to ask for her hand? That's what I'm hoping this is leading to.
Would you be nauseated by the idea of marriage for yourself?
No, I wish to be married. Very much, in fact.
It's different when it's yourself, right? When other people kiss or get it on, I just feel a bit awkward and weird. But I feel like it's different when it's yourself. I don't know, you're not a weird bystander. A weird third wheel.
I just hope my husband will not hide my piano stool from me.
I would not dream of it.
Oh, you smooth man. You alright?
You may need an extra table or two in here for the dessert.
Of course, Mum.
Hey, it's girl talk time. They had a lovely chat in season 2, didn't they? So hopefully we have another one now.
We'd still much rather be out riding somewhere.
And I am left to face the fact that everyone eventually pairs off, while I too would rather be out riding. Metaphorically speaking, I do not much like horses.
Do you think a lot of her issue with this is because, as I said before, she didn't really know much about who Penelope was? And even though they're not really close friends, she being Penelope is still there and around. I mean, they live opposite each other. So do you think that there's some sort of, she worries about being like alone? I know she's not friends with Penelope at the moment, but she's still nearby is what I'm trying to get at. So she's still in her life. And with Colin going away with Penelope, maybe that's a sense of she's feeling a bit abandoned, but then also still feeling a bit hurt by Penelope.
Family is everything. It is why you must talk to Colin. Tell him how you are feeling. There is no better feeling than the truth.
She would know. Took her, what, how long? A whole season?
Are you all right? Am I to take it as an insult that Mr. Bridgerton thinks I am preoccupied with standing? As if it is a misdeed to protect this family's place in society.
I think it's more the way she goes about it. That's the bad bit of it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Mum. And how was I to know that it was a love match between them?
You ask with your words?
I'm certain she will understand. You were only trying to protect her. Perhaps you should tell her as much.
This whole episode is just people telling other people, maybe you should actually communicate, you know? It's funny that words and conversation can actually solve a lot of issues.
Connection to the Bridgertons wouldn't hurt at this moment. That solicitor poking into Jack Featherington. He wants to see you again.
Oh dearie. I think it'll be alright.
Do I look a mess?
Yes. But you are my mess.
How sweet.
I hope I was alright for you. I know you're more experienced.
There is nothing that compares to this.
Not even the women in Paris.
Hey, at least he was able to get it up this time. His last round with the prostitutes didn't really end well, did it? It's a step in the right direction.
Colin, there is something I must tell you.
What is it?
No, it's not happening. Of course it wouldn't.
And what is your plan? It is already done. My royal messengers are marching through the streets as we speak.
The bounty. What was it, the bounty?
We are going to have so much fun.
What was it, £5,000 was it? I know it was 5 something. So far we know that Cressida is gonna gun after that money from the trailer, and maybe the Featheringtons will as well. You think they'd sell out Penelope or sell out someone else? You know, they like to stage things, so maybe they'll stage another one and let someone take the fall for it. Because if that solicitor does start, you know, making threats or whatever, trying to figure out if there's no heir for the new estate, then they're gonna need money, aren't they? Oh, we're back in a carriage. Keep your hands to yourself.
Whoever brings legitimate evidence of Lady Whistledown's identity to the palace shall receive a £5,000 reward.
How is she gonna tell Colin now? I would have just got it over and done with, and then he could have protected her, or I don't know. Colin likes to be a knight in shining armor. It could be like a whole criminal couple together.
Imagine unmasking Whistledown.
Yeah, imagine that.
Someone else will surely root her out. No, what did you wish to tell me?
Now you bring it up. Nothing.
Louise, I've been looking for you. Maybe?
I'm not sure how this is going to turn out either.
But you have known we're at odds, and still you went behind my back.
But I love her. It would mean the world to me to have your blessing.
I don't think she's going to give it to them now. Or maybe in the next couple of episodes, not even then. Probably the end of the last episode is when she'll finally give in and be like, yeah, you know what? Just go off and do your own thing.
I almost forgot. I have a gift for you. I know you despise Whistledown as much as I do.
Maybe don't say that right now.
As my wife, Miss Cowper, will reflect me, none of this fashionable dress. Sombre clothing is best.
I know you're not, like, dead yet, but I don't think she needs to dress like he's already dead. Sombre clothes? What?
I certainly do not believe in music, and modern art nowadays is absolutely scandalous.
He's so boring.
That sounds delightful. Do you not agree, Cressida?
Hell no. What are you trying to do? Do you know what? I don't even blame her for the actions she'll take this season. Doesn't excuse them, but I wouldn't be surprised at the length she'll go through in part 2.
And of course, I do still expect babies. I so love children. I would be happy with 4 or 5.
Do you think you could produce any babies? Let alone 5? There's so many babies happening in part 2. What is this, baby season?
Girls, you shall not abuse your sister in this household.
You were the one.
We have all been acting in an uncouth way of late.
I think that may have been the most shocked I've been this whole episode. Lady Featherington supporting Penelope? Oh, now this is definitely the ulterior motive setting in, considering the whole solicitor thing.
Thankfully, we have your engagement party coming up, which Penelope and I shall attend alone. It will give you 2 time to deliberate on how best to amend your behaviour.
Or is she doing that to hide from everyone that they may not be pregnant and may not have a bump, or so nobody can speak to them, i.e. the solicitor?
How are your ledgers?
Still emptier than they should be. I cannot just...
You can. Your ledgers will not miss you, but your family will.
I do really love their family and this story. It's so heartbreaking to see their journey, where they started and where they are at the moment, because even though they've, their son is now, was it a lord? Or, I don't know, something of the title. It's still not fully secure and they still aren't happy. And I wouldn't be happy in this circumstance because they're having everything they love taken away from them. Well, more Mr. Mondrich. Mrs. Mondrich is kind of settled in a bit.
My bride-to-be.
Evening.
Oh, that was so sweet.
I deeply regret my earlier comments. Let us put it in the past.
If that is your intent, then it shall be mine to honour it.
You know what? Colin is so much more honourable than I would ever be. I would never be kind to Lady Featherington the way that she has just continually meddled and messed up their lives.
Eloise mentioned that Miss Cowper invited herself.
It's all right.
I rather relish her presence so that she can watch you in your triumph.
I mean, you're not supposed to pick sides, but continue.
I did not realize that you were coming.
We ran into each other out promenading the other day.
A happy coincidence.
Coincidence. Yeah, sure.
Lord Grey is horrible, Eloise. I've been thinking on ways to circumvent his proposal. Will you help me?
Excuse me.
See, come on, Eloise. This is what I said earlier. She said, oh yeah, if I knew that you were this distressed and this much trouble, I would have listened to you. Eloise, you're lying to yourself. Cressida's trying to talk to you now and you're still running off and thinking about other things. To be honest, I don't know how Penelope did it for that long. Well, for as long as she had done. For as long as she had done.
I am waiting for the right time. It does not concern only you. I will be merciful and reveal it to him myself. You have until midnight.
Again, I understand where she's coming from, considering how much trouble Whistledown has caused her family. But I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit of meddling. Or maybe it's a way to still have some sort of connection with Penelope.
You must tell them the amusing story you were telling me the other day about the boots.
Oh, yes.
They're not going to find it funny, are they? I think Francesca and John are their own little circle. They enjoy certain things and they go so well together, and other people don't understand that. I mean, we saw it when they just sat there in silence and everyone was just so confused. I think this is what's going to happen again. And John, bless him, he's not the most confident person, so this may knock him back a little bit in terms of his confidence, the way this is going to go.
There was mud, a great deal of mud on them.
Shall we get some refreshment?
That'd be me at this party.
They are rather similar.
Do you not think that Francesca could, in fact, use someone to bring her out of her shell?
I don't think you have to come out of your shell if you don't want to. I know sometimes it's good to push yourself, but if that's like how certain people are comfortable, then I don't think you need to push them to do anything. Although that may just be my personal projection.
When they fall off a horse, our counsel to get back on it again. Stay down. You may happen to be blessed with your future bride. It was my atrocious riding that led me to meet Miss Featherington.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. I don't know, I was confused. Was he calling his wife a horse then? I don't think that's a great way to start your speech off.
And to never taking a single day with you for granted.
Congratulations.
Don't ruin it, Eloise. Take a breath. Breathe in and out.
Congratulations to you both. Here is to truly knowing each other.
Oh, come on.
I should like to add how proud I am of my lovely daughter.
I would like to also do a speech. Get me out of here.
Person who guesses correctly shall take the next turn. Forget me not. Lila!
Hearties. Eloise is correct. A conundrum.
Clever.
Is it just going to be them two constantly going back and forth? I mean, congrats. I'm not getting it.
Daisy finally mounted a horse this week.
She did?
And all I could think was, I wish her father were here to see this.
Oh, Mr. Mondrich. I know you're very stressed and you've got a lot going on, but please spend time with your kids. And your wife. Your wife needs you.
Do you want to hear my plan? I'm going to take a flat in Vienna, live my own life with the reward money from identifying Whistledown.
And how are you going to go about doing that? Similar to what I thought Lady Featherington was going to do?
You will never find her.
You do not think I'm clever enough?
No, that is not what I meant. I could not find her myself.
And you are far more clever than I.
I mean, it kind of did rub it in a bit during the whole games, didn't it? I don't think that would have made Cressida feel a bit more better about that situation. No, Eloise, please just be a bit more kinder and sympathetic.
Please, I cannot do this right now.
I will find a way to obtain that reward.
You don't think she'll frame Eloise, do you? You don't think she'll get so upset with Eloise that she'll frame Eloise as being Lady Whistledown? That would be a bit of a plot twist.
All that to say, sometimes I miss what is right in front of me, and not Miss Franchesca.
You can't deny them two getting together. They are the sweetest. Come on, give your blessing, Violet. You know you can do it. I'm just saying, the opportunity is here for him to ask Anthony for Francesca's hand. The opportunity is here and prime and ready, so take it.
Vulgar.
I would argue Whistledown's the vulgar one.
She is unmasked. It will spell ruin for her family.
Certainly any hope of marriage.
Okay, I want to tap out now. I definitely want to tap out. No, if Penelope was nervous about saying it at first, she's definitely not going to say anything now. And I know that's going to make it so much worse in the long run, because Colin's just going to feel even more betrayed. Do you know what? I at least hope that it gets revealed after the wedding. I know it sounds really bad, but a divorce was really frowned upon in this time, so it's something. I'm clutching at straws.
If I'm honest, I've wished for it to just be the two of us a little longer.
It is a great change, but you and I will make our way with our child the way we have always done with each other.
Their kid is going to be so adorable. Imagine a little mini them just running around. They have all three of them shouting at the horse races.
Surely she would hate to be unmasked.
Perhaps she would love to be unmasked. Freedom to do whatever she wants, not to mention the money.
Stop putting ideas into Cressida's head. So I guess that's where it's going. She's not going to frame Eloise. She's got to technically just frame herself and take the money. But I don't think the Queen would give her the money if she says she's Lady Whistledown. I don't see how that would turn out that way.
I need to tell you something.
Pen, are you well?
I need to tell
Eloise, please have a servant fetch a cold towel.
Eloise, now is definitely not the time. She just doesn't have consideration for anyone else. Can she not see that Penelope is literally hyperventilating?
We have some news.
We are expecting.
Oh! Yay!
Excuse us, everyone.
I have an announcement. It is time that I put an end to the speculation.
What is going on? There is too much going on. My brain cannot take this.
You shall know. I am she.
No?
I can do whatever I want.
I cannot breathe.
Some air.
Well then. So that was my reaction to, was it episode 5? I'm losing track if I'm honest. I think it's episode 5. What a way to end it, with so many reveals and a half reveals with Penelope. I think I need to have a tea and lie down after this. What a way to start off part 2. Let me know if you enjoyed this episode and any of your theories about what's going to happen in the future episodes, or what you want to happen. I would love to know your opinions and your thoughts, and apart from that, I will catch you all in my next video.